Hey, Rage fans, it's Kimber Schaefer here with Rage in the Cage OKC News. We are hanging out at Western Nights, a sponsor for Rage in the Cage. And hey, look who I've got with me, Austin McCourtie. He's back for Rage in the Cage 72, defending his title. The event is going down Saturday, February 29th at the Oklahoma City Farmers Market. And, you know, Austin, I think on your last fight, everybody thought it was going to be a test for you. And, you know, you came out victorious and, you know, you won the title. Again, this fight, there's a lot of talk on Facebook. Walk me through how the mentality of when you hear this and people discount you or they don't believe in you because, you know, your karate background, you know, how you take that.
Sometimes it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I think that's just natural human reaction. But then when I think about the great ones that have gone before me, I mean, this literally happened to King David in the Bible. This happened to him. This happens to Floyd Mayweather, 50-0. Mm-hmm. People are still doubting Khabib, like he can't beat Tony Ferguson. He's 28-0, the best undefeated streak in MMA history. People say Rickson Gracie wasn't as good as he is, and Rickson Gracie won over 460 fights, and jiu-jitsu has been proved time and time again. So as people doubt me more, I honestly just take it as kind of a compliment now, because I know that means they're wondering about me, they're watching my fights, and they're wondering what I'm going to do next.
Very true. And you are 3-0 in the cage, and all three of your fights have been for Rage in the Cage. So
yes,
we definitely appreciate that. I was able to interview you, I was at 4 years ago. I still remember the time, the place. We were at somebody's house doing a pre-fight interview and recording the promo video. And then I got to see your debut, which was at Choctaw. And, I mean, an incredible performance that night. And we've seen nothing less since. Tell me what you see yourself doing, you know, even a couple of years from now in your career.
If God's will and my will are in line, what I would like is, God willing, I'd win this in the first round against Montaigne. I'd like to go up to 205 and challenge whoever has the belt or is the number one contender at 205, get that champ status, and then just see what God has planned. Maybe we'll defend it. If we get the offer from UFC, that would be great. I train with Julia Avila. Sorry, Julia, if I just messed up your name. But she's a great fighter. She's in UFC. She's undefeated in UFC. And so although I'm amateur, I've trained with lots of great pro fighters, and I believe that when the time comes, I'll be a champion in the professional levels, just like I am right now in the amateurs and in karate.
Walk me through your thought process. You obviously are the 185 champ right now, and 205, what do you walk as? And, I mean, do you feel like it's a good thing to move up in weight classes?
So I think you got to just be smart about it, and it takes a certain type of fighter and a certain type of strategy. So I actually started my career, my debut for Rage was at 170. I'm kind of like, people always telling me I'm a natural 170 pounder, but I come from a self-defense background. People always ask me, oh, if you're so good, why are you still fighting amateur? That's because I'd done martial arts my whole life, but it was for self-defense. We weren't planning on doing this. We all worked normal jobs, had a regular life. It wasn't until I was 23 years old that I started just training to do this full time, and it wasn't until I was 25 until I had my debut. So I'm only 4 years into my mixed martial arts career. I've kept my body healthy and young, and I have a great team. I have my dad helping me, and I believe God's on my side with this.
I mean, your dad has been there since day one. He was at your interview day one, and I zoomed past him in my car today, even coming to your interviews today. So tell me about your dad and how he's impacted your career, but also how your faith impacts you as an MMA fighter.
Honestly, they go hand in hand. So I didn't always have a strong faith like I do right now, but I always had a strong foundation because of the martial arts. So just like my dad was just the reason why I look up to Rickson Gracie so much is because he reminds me of my dad, but he's just like, he took it to that next level. You know, my karate is all about, like, you do it just for life. All the great karate masters in Japan, even the samurai, they had regular jobs. It wasn't the only thing that they did. And so a lot of people in karate have that same mentality. And then when I learned about the Gracie family and Rickson in specific, I could just, like, I would hear Kron talk about him. I would hear just little things he would say and do. And, like, I just fell in love because I literally felt like this is what my dad would have been like if he would have became a professional fighter. And so that gives me strength, that gives me motivation. And then with my faith, it's like God's the Father, you know. So my dad had a lot of tough things happen to him the past couple years. That's been really tough financially and just lots of different ways with our family, not just my dad, but my mother as well. And at the times when he wasn't there, that was the times when I found God. So I feel like it was all a plan. And now I view it as like the reason why there's the connection is because God specifically picked my dad to be my dad. He specifically planned out everything the way it's ended up. So even though I'm just learning and kind of cluing into his plan, God's had this mapped out the whole time. And that's what gives me confidence to go from weight class to weight classes. Like in karate, you fight, there is no weight classes in karate. So they do it by talent level. So like if you're a black belt, you fight any black belt that's in your division that day. It could be a 6'5" dude, could be a 5'7" dude, and you can't judge anybody by their size anyways. Like it's the skills that wins at the end of the day.
Right. Wow. Okay. Very good. And we're going to go back to this fight. And, you know, I'm scrolling Facebook one day and all of a sudden I'm seeing Montaigne calling you out. So, and he couldn't tag you because you guys, I don't think, are friends on Facebook. And so all of a sudden I see like everybody that I know in the MMA world, it seems like, coming in there. And this just becomes kind of like a Facebook fiasco. Everybody tagging you into that. So, obviously you accepted the fight and the rest is history until fight night, I guess. But not really bad words between the two of you. I think it was just other people getting on there, giving their 2 cents. Is that what it felt like with you?
I mean, Montaigne, he needed to do something to get my attention. Congratulations, you got the fight. I hope you're ready. Got it. Hey, you kept it simple and respectful, and I really, I like that about you. I like that about any fighter, because all in all, it's about respect in the cage, and it's not about the ugly. And I said that on there because there was some, you know, I don't normally get involved in that because, you know, I don't take sides on fighters. You guys, it's y'all's job to fight each other in the cage. But I did see some people going on there just talking rubbish, and I said something like, you know, there's no need to be a Facebook warrior, you know. I mean, you guys will fight it out in the cage, and that's exactly what's going to go down February 29th. Any other, anything else you want people out there to know about you? Anything that I didn't ask you today? Guys, I dedicate my life to this. I've heard some people say like, oh, this dude's just amateur. I don't know why he takes himself so serious. This is my life's work. Like I said, I didn't always know that I was training for this, but I've been training for this literally my entire life. I take it very, very serious, and at the end of the day, if we don't pass these tests that we're doing in Rage in the Cage, we'll never get to UFC. So you can't start taking it serious once you get there. You got to take it serious from day one. Yep, very true. Very good advice. I appreciate that. All right, any shout outs or any sponsors? I'd like to give a shout out to Key Fit Club, everybody at Oklahoma Martial Arts Academy, everybody in the Wild Bunch organization, everybody at Life Church and the Disciple House. Specific shout outs to Seth Norman, Bo Parrish, my brother Mitchell, my little sister, Sweet Princess Bella, my mom, my dad. I love you guys. Well, hey. City of Edmond, I love you too. I was like, I know about everybody on your list, so I'm impressed. Pastor Bo, who was at the church I attended, Life Church, which used to be Metro Church way back when, where my husband and I ended up getting married, 20 years ago. So thank you so much for everything you do for the MMA industry. Thank you for being faithful to Rage. We appreciate you. You guys, come support this guy, all of the other fighters on the card. Right now, we've got 5 pro fights planned, 2 title defenses. I mean, this is going to be such an amazing card. Don't miss it. Saturday, February 29th at the Oklahoma City Farmers Public Market. You can get tickets from Austin, any other fighter on the card, and we will see you then. Or, of course, stubwire.com. Make sure you select my name at checkout, Austin McCourtie. All right. See you guys.